join me again today for another Project Live Catch-Up Friday video series. So for today I've got week 36 for you. I'm mainly going to be using Studio Calico's Documenter kit from June 2016, which is called Scout. And the first thing you see me doing here is I'm just adding the week number here, just spelling out the word 36. And I'm using these puffy stickers that are from Studio Calico, and it's called the puffy letters, and the color itself is actually called Lemon Zest. And these are actually not from the kit, but I purchased them from the Studio Calico website. Separately, and I think they cost about $4 US dollars, I believe $3.99 or something like that. So and they're really easily removable, but they stick down well enough so that they won't fall off, but they're really easy to kind of move around and those kind of things. So so I stuck those down, and so I'm just actually using this photo as my title. I'm also going to be stamping the dates. I'm going to be using these cut up label here, which I bought. It's actually a digital file, so I printed it out using just my printer, and then using my Silhouette to cut these up. And now I'm just stamping down the dates using my roller date stamp and the VersaFine black ink, as you can see there. And this roller date stamp is actually from Project Live, so Becky Higgins' Project Live. And so I just left that photo just on the side a little bit, just mainly because the paper that I printed the label on is slightly glossy, so I just want to make sure that it dries well. And the next thing you see me doing here is I want to add some journaling directly onto the photo. And so what I'm doing here is I'm cutting up a piece of white cardstock, a strip of white cardstock, and then I'm using this washi tape which came in the kit, the Studio Calico Documenter kit, and I'm just kind of sticking that down. And I'm cutting off the excess there using my Fiskars scissors. And also, I'm thinking I want to kind of add a prompt or something like that onto that strip of white cardstock there. So I'm just going through my my stamp set. So these are all from the Alien Woods story. These are from Alien Woods, and they're the Alien Woods story stamps. And this one, I believe, is actually called, it's from the Built story stamp. And so I just stamped that directly onto that piece of white cardstock there. And I'm just cleaning that up, and now I'm just going to do some journaling. So for some of you who haven't watched my video before, I use these precision black pens. So I tend to use number 3. I sometimes mix it up using number 8. So this is 03. And you can get, variations of the same thing from Becky Higgins, or you can get one from Elliott Woods as well. But I believe they're made by American Crafts, and they're essentially the same. And I really like number 3, just mainly because it's a lot. It's fine enough, but not too fine, if you know what I mean. So, and now I am using the stamp set from Alien Woods as well, and this one is called Go. And now I'm just gonna be adding some, I guess, stamp image on the side of these white cardstock. So I got these journaling cards from Becky Higgins ones as well, and I bought a pack of them. And I think you get like 100 of them for about $10. So I think it's pretty good value, so I don't have to cut them up myself. And the next thing, as you can see me doing there, is I'm just kind of stamping the edge there. But I'm actually not going to be using that portion of the card. I'm actually going to be redoing the same thing again, to be honest, but I'm going to remove the word go, just mainly because I prefer kind of a bit more repetition of that word adventure. So I just stamped those, that stamp, the word adventure, essentially three times, one in a red color and the other two in grey. And the red one, both the inks are from Memento Luxe ink. The red one's actually from Love Letter, and the grey one is, I believe, it's called Space Grey. And then I'm doing some journaling directly onto that card there. And I essentially talked about, you know, our adventure. We that week we went on holiday, so we went in Singapore, and we, you know, just essentially talked about the plane trip and, you know, our first meal there, and essentially the photo that I am working on right now. And essentially going to be sticking down these chipboard sticker, which says number 1, which fits quite well because that was our first meal our first proper meal after we arrived. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just using this label here, which I have previously printed and then used my silhouette to cut up. And the digital file itself I got from Calico. And I am also going to be sticking down this heart here, which I got from Calico's website as well. And I think I recently purchased them from the site, and you get 2 pieces, 2 sheets, and I think they're $4. Just in case you're wondering, this is not sponsored in any way. I just get a lot of my stuff from essentially the same source. So, but just in case you're interested in getting some, that's where I got them from. And now I am just thinking about how I am going to, I guess, decorate this photo. I decided to use this piece of kind of journaling spot, which I created using my minc machine. I posted a video on what I did and how I used the minc machine recently, and also the digital file that I've used to create this journaling spot as well. So just in case you're interested, I'll be putting the link, the video link in the description of this video. And also stamps, you can see there I've stamped another stamp onto this journaling spot, which is once again from the Ghost Story stamp set, and it says "See the World." And the next thing I'm doing here is working on this photo here and the label, once again from Calico. And I'm actually going to be popping them up using just my foam dots that I've got from my local scrapbooking store, and also stamping another stamp from the Ghost Story stamp using Memento Luxe ink, and the color is called Love Letter. I actually managed to smudge the stamp image a little bit, but you know what? I'm happy with it. And I'm just using my Precision black pen once again to write directly onto that card. And I left a bit of space around that stamp image, just kind of add a bit of, I guess, what do you call it? Interest, sorry. I lost a word. And I believe that's it for the left side of the spread, and I'm moving on to the right side of the spread. And the first thing I'm going to be doing is this photo on the top left over there. And the next I'm doing here is just using this wood veneer from Ali Edwards Craft Story Kit. And I'm using Versamark ink to just ink that up so that I can heat emboss it. And I'm using these Ranger Superfine white embossing powder. And to be honest, I probably should have used a kind of normal embossing powder, but didn't have any, so I decided to just use this ultra fine one and just kind of heat emboss it once, and then also dip it back directly onto the powder and heat it up again so that it covers a kind of more of the wood veneer piece itself. and it ended up being quite okay. But to be honest, if I had a normal white embossing powder, I probably should have used that. And I guess the trick here is because this piece of wood veneer was actually quite thin, my recommendation is just to kind of heat it, but kind of put it onto the onto a flat surface so that it doesn't warp that much. And then I'm just kind of sticking that down using my glossy accents there, and I'm just going to put that to the side a little bit just so that it the glue dries. And now I'm also using another journaling spot which I created using the minc machine and the gold foil, and also these the digital file that I've created, just in case you're interested in actually downloading or even just printing it out without using the minc machine. I actually created this journaling spot, this circular as well as kind of a rectangle version of it, using I just created using my Wacom pen, and I'm just going to put the link underneath here just so that if you're interested in downloading one for yourself, and it's absolutely free. So, and the next thing I'm doing here is just add my journaling directly onto this photo here using my Sharpie black pen. And I decided to go with something slightly different here and just kind of doing journaling around the photo itself, mainly because I didn't feel like there's enough white space in kind of one area, so I decided to just go around and adding a kind of a border around that the photo and the journaling there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just choosing 2 cards, 3x4 journaling cards from my stash. And I decided to go with that 3x4 card, which I believe is from Calico, but to be honest, I can't remember which one is actually from. I think it's really old. It's very much, it looks similar to what you would expect from Allywood. So if you have any journaling spot like that, that would be fine here too. I'm also adding the sequins that I've got from the Magic Story Kits, Allywood's Magic Story Kit. So recently she had a sale. It's actually not a recent one, like not a current kit or anything like that, but she had a sale recently, so I purchased about 3 or 4 kits. And they're fantastic. I really like her kits and they're very versatile. So I stuck that down, those sequins down, using my glossy accent there. And I did the journaling directly onto that card there. And essentially talked about the photo underneath that journaling card there. And the next thing I'm doing here is sticking down, I want to embellish this photo, and I can see that there's some white spot underneath at the bottom of the photo itself. So I'm thinking of adding a kind of word phrase sticker. And so I'm just going through a bunch of them. I decided to go with this one, which is from the Tough Story Kit. It says Heart You. And then I'm also sticking down these this star kind of die cut piece, a plastic piece, which actually from a Calico kit. I can't remember which one it was, to be honest. It's from a kit, but a wood veneer one would be fine as well, to be honest. And I'm also doing some journaling directly onto that photo there. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just using a plain piece of white cardstock, a journaling card here, which is a 304 one. And I'm also using this heart, which is from the Heart Story Kit from Allywood. And that is essentially a what I am going to do with to decorate this card here. And I'm going to be adding some journaling directly onto this card. And I kind of like having that heart kind of stuck off center a little bit, just off the side a little bit. And that is essentially how the decoration I'm gonna add onto this card. And then I'm essentially talking about the photo on the right of that journaling card there, and talking about the lunch we had, and we had this kind of really kind of cordial-y drink, which was really nice. It has rose water in it and it was delicious. So, And so that is it for that middle part. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is just kind of embellish this photo. I can see that there's a bit of kind of almost a blank space or a little bit of a space on the left side there. And I kind of want to add a few journaling, I guess, not journaling, word phrase stickers. And then I'm just choosing a bunch of, I guess, word phrase stickers that I've got in my stash. And I decided to create this pattern here, which is like kind of 2 rows of these stickers. And I decided to go with 3 stickers on each row. And so they're essentially 2 rows. I'm just using that natural line in the photo, that yellow, and where the yellow cuts with the grey, so that kind of just to lead your eyes to that kind of the face. And so I'm just sticking these down. I'm just choosing, I wouldn't say randomly, but words that seem to fit quite well. So I think the words are rad, amazing, on, wow, nailed it, don't stop. And most of these word phrase stickers are actually from Hollywood's various story kits, as well as this one, which is, I think it's called the Antiquary branded one. I think it's relatively old though, so I'm not sure whether it's available anymore, but any word phrase stickers would be fine too. And I also stuck down that wood veneer piece, that star wood veneer piece from Calico as well, using my glossy accent. So here's some close up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it and so I can go and make more. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!